Hello, Danvers. I'm Greg Dolan, the Executive Director here at DCAT, and today I will be here with the official election results. We reported the unofficial results the other day, but Ethan is kind enough to join us remotely. He is the government coordinator here at DCAT, and he'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff coming up on the government side of things as well as the results. So, Ethan, hello.
Hello from Parts Unknown. Yes, I'm back to give you the official results. They were just finalized last night, and very excited to be able to share the official results of the 2023 Danvers annual town election with everyone.
All right, great. So before we do that, I just want to thank everyone for following along this election season, and it's also town meeting season, so that it's a very busy time for town government, and we're pleased that we're the ones who are able to help bring that home to you, so you can know what's going on in your town and have your voice heard. So I think with that, we're ready to go over and take a look at the results. Ethan, take it away.
All right, so yeah, not much difference from the unofficial results, but some more official vote counts. First off, we have town moderator. It's a one-year position. Patricia Frazier once again winning with 2,052 votes. Next, we have the select board, and only one person ran, the incumbent Maureen Bernard. It's a three-year seat, and again, she won, no, running unopposed with 1,952 votes. And next, another unopposed race with two incumbents, Joshua Kepnes and Eric Crane, both winning those seats handily. Joshua getting 1,783 votes, and Eric Crane getting 1,631 votes. Next, we have the Housing Authority, again, unopposed. This is a five-year position. Lisa Silva, the only one running, got 1,886 votes. And finally, we have the Board of Library Trustees. And again, an unopposed race, three-year seats. Irene Conti got 1,653 votes. Corey Ryan got 1,662 votes. Charles Desmond got 1,677 votes, all very in a similar range there. So those are the three library trustees. Next, we have town meeting members. This is precinct 1. There were 6 three-year seats and 6 people ran. Very simple. They all won. Susan Dagley got 213 votes. Tori Adler got 198 votes. Joan Chain got 210 votes. Nova Samaday got 200 exact votes. Deborah Gesualdo, 196 votes, and Karen Nelson with 206. On to precinct 2. So this was an interesting one. We had 4 people running for 6 seats, which, leaves room for a write-in. Now, the write-ins have to get a certain number of votes in order to actually get that seat. This was the only instance where someone actually got enough votes. So the 4 people on the ballot, Edward Gibbons III with 189 votes, Jared Waterman with 185 votes, Arthur Francis with 196 votes, and Ellen Lefevre with 192 votes, and then our write-in, Joanne Wheelock Ragucci with 22 votes. Moving on to precinct 3. This was our first contested race of the night. 7 people running for 6 three-year seats. And our winners are Jane Fuller with 119 votes, Linda Lee with 115 votes, James Morose with 134 votes, George Snow with 110, Jeffrey Carey with 106, and Gianna Argento with 124 votes, leaving the one person left out, Jerry Canavo with 96 votes, I believe. And moving on to precinct 4. This is again had 6 people running for 6 three-year seats. We had Gary Jones with 266 votes, Jason Gross with 242 votes, Corey Ryan with 250 votes, Lisa Trask with 261 votes, Laurent Perot with 238, and Valentine Nana with 214. Next, we have another Precinct 4 race. This is one 2-year seat. Sarah Jean D'Antonio was the only person who ran. and she got 290 votes, won that one pretty handily. And then we had another precinct 4 seat, just one-year seat, and we had some write-ins, but no one got enough votes. Now, this is where I'm going to take a minute to sort of explain where that happens. You'll see some other instances coming up in town meeting seats where there aren't enough people to fill all the seats. And in that instance, the town meeting members will caucus about 30 minutes before town meeting, which is on Monday, May 15th, and anyone who wants to fill those seats can show up to the caucus, and essentially the town meeting members will choose in that caucus who to have represent those empty seats this year. So with that said, let's move on to precinct 5, where that will not be the case because we actually had a contested race here. Again, 7 people running for 6 3-year seats. Julie Curtis got 238 votes. Charles Dame Jr. got 198 votes. Rebecca Franke got 174. Amy Ciancarelli got 216. Jennifer St. Arnaud got 171. And Michael Shannon got 207. That leaves the one person who did not get a seat, Brian Barry, who got 163 votes. Moving on to precinct 6. This is again, perfect. 6 people running for 6 seats. Vincent Mackey got 237 votes. Dutrichet Joko got 227 votes. Mark Lentine got 287. Vaughn Anderson got 227. Peter Wilson got 246. And Ryan Griffiths got 207. A lot of numbers ending in 7 there. Which brings us to precinct 7. Perfect little segue there. This was our most contested race of the night. 8 people running for these 6 3-year seats. William Fooey got 205 votes. Katie Heaslop got 191. Robert O'Keefe got 203 votes. Kenneth Scholes Jr. got 163 votes. Kyle Hopkins got 160, and Christine Cheatham got 194. That leaves our 2 people who did not make the mark, R. Jeffrey Calderon with 156, and Mark Zubrick with 148. And moving on to our last precinct. This again only had 4 people running for 6 seats, so that caucus thing that I mentioned earlier will come into play for precinct 8. But let's look at the winners. John Pumphrey Jr. got 125 votes. Brandy Ditch got 119. Jonathan Matarokia got 126 votes, and Jane Tremblay got 124. And then lastly, and certainly not least, is our ballot question. Most simply known as the CPA question, the Community Preservation Act, which would include funding projects such as the creation and restoration of open space, rehabilitating playing fields, and protecting water sources. And that funding would be a surcharge of 1% on the annual property tax. Did not pass. I believe this is the 3rd time they've attempted to pass it here in Danvers. No got 1,517 votes, and yes got 1,323. And now I believe that means that the CPA cannot be attempted again until 5 more years. So that would be 2028. So that is the end of our official town election results.
Well, thank you, Ethan, for doing that. And it's interesting, too, I think, with the CPA question, considering how few contested races there were, turnout was still pretty high. I think that was I heard a lot of buzz about CPA, a lot of people talking about it around town, a lot of signs out. So even though it wasn't a traditionally contested election, it was still pretty interesting waiting for the results that night. I saw a fair amount of people there waiting to see how it all broke. But the excitement is not over. It's never over in town government. We have what coming up, Ethan, on May 15th. Mark your calendars. What is on that day?
Yeah. Yes, May 15th is the ever important town meeting. Town meeting is at 7:30 at the Danvers High School auditorium, again on Monday, May 15th. There's a whole bunch of warrant articles this year, at least more discussed than they have been in the past few years. So definitely should, look to be an exciting town meeting this year, and we'll see all these town meeting members and your select board and town moderator and a bunch of these people who I just mentioned who got
Yeah.
elected there. So very exciting.
It is, and town meeting doesn't just happen in a day, right? Town meeting is on the 15th, but there's a lot of lead up. There were a number of finance committee meetings leading up to it, select board meetings, and if you're curious to catch up, town meeting member or not, if you just want to know what's being voted on and sort of the background on it, there's some really detailed discussion that you can find on DCAT, either on our channels or on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Danvers Community Access Television, the whole thing spelled out, and you'll be able to find the meetings on there. That way, when you go, if you're voting, you can be caught up and know a lot of the background, or if you're just a concerned or interested citizen, you can kind of see how the sausage is made and how these things come out and get to town meeting. It's a lot of work, a lot of volunteers behind the scenes, really thinking hard about these things, making recommendations. So I highly suggest that you follow along as it goes during the year, and also that you watch town meeting on the 15th. It is true democracy in action. It's interesting to watch. So with that, I think we can jump off. There is one other meeting coming up next week that I think has substantial interest, which is the zoning board on Monday. Ethan, what's going on there?
Yes, the Zoning Board of Appeals will be meeting on Monday, May 8th at 7 o'clock at the Senior Center. There's two items on there, the only two items on there that have been hot button topics around town. One is the expansion of New England Home of the Deaf over on Water Street, and the other one is the proposed multifamily building that would be going at 43 and 45 Dayton Street, right off of Route 1 in what is technically a commercial district, but has been sort of grandfathered in is residential, and they're looking to continue that. So I know those were discussed in separate meetings, the last two ZBA meetings, and there was a lot of turnout for both. So with them together, this might be one of the biggest turnouts for a ZBA meeting ever.
It's the
at
Super
least
Bowl
in
of
my
ZBA
tenure.
meetings, if I do say so myself. No, it'll be really interesting. And if you can't get over there, you can always tune in, watch it live on our channels and on our YouTube channel. That way, you know what's going on. And with that, I think it's time to jump off. So thank you so much for watching, Danvers. It was really great to spend some time with you. I hope you have a great day. Thanks again. Goodbye.